Hello everyone and welcome to the C4 season finale, and what a finale we have in store for you today. A race that's really going to go to the wire. The annoyed gamer, Goon, 7 points in the championship separate them, and the champion of C4 will be decided tonight. There's no if, buts or maybes today, only absolutes. So we see some support for the annoyed gamer already coming through on the stream. One driver who doesn't need support, just needs to focus, put their foot down, is our championship leader. This is Goon, who we are riding on board with. We also have got lots of other people tuning in. Some of the other drivers racing, just looking to cap off the season. Double, picking up some very good points last week, I believe. They got to 7th place finish last week, and I also believe they did okay in Japan as well. So looking to cap the season off strongly is the McLaren driver. I see most of the drivers heading round on there. We have got the Apex Army here as well as Apex Motoring Club racing again today in the Mercedes. And it looks as though we've got the Destroyer and Crispy Business first out to the track. The Destroyer, who's not done a full season with us, but definitely has shown that they've got the pace and the ability, and has worked their way up the championship standings quite a lot for someone who joined halfway through. Currently sitting 5th in the standings, and no doubt looking to potentially get a top 4. They do sit 30 points behind Skipper, but not out of the realms of possibility, but off the realms of the track. And that's them breaching the track limits. We see if Crispy Business is the same, and they've also breached track limits. So we'll flick on board to Goon, our championship leader, leading the championship by 7 points. They had the chance to win the championship last week, but got caught in a bit of contact, a racing incident at the exit of turn 3 in Brazil. So no doubt looking to just set a benchmark time to begin with. They are going to be the first driver to cross the line and set a time, as you see the Destroyer straight back into the pit lane. Around the final bend is Goon, takes that nice and clean. DRS open, might get a bit of a tow from the drivers ahead, as Nathan went fastest only temporarily, as Goon does set a 1 minute 29.1. I do expect that to be beaten throughout the session, but a nice benchmark time to start with. Let's see a couple more drivers coming across the line. Goran Potner, that's 131.3 as Philip Hoxton breaks into the 1 minute 30s with 1 minute 30.7. We've got yellow flags in Sect 2. I think that's all been cleared. And RPM Dragos got a 4th place finish last week as they make the darts to the line. And it's enough to see them up to 5th on the first run of times coming in qualifying. Very much the calm before the storm at the moment. We have a little look at Skipper. Does come off the circuit there, but doesn't get a penalty for exceeding track limits. Obviously no advantage gained by leaving the track there. You can see them coming off the power. Oh, might have just been put off by Philip Hogston. I believe that was there in the first chicane of Sector 2. It's a very hard circuit to move out of the way. Walls either side, quite a narrow racing line and a narrow circuit, which means that you can often see drivers getting in the way of each other. Currently all drivers still going around on the circuit though, which I believe is longer lasting than C2 on Tuesday night. You just see who's on flying laps and who is just returning to the pits after doing their times. As you see Berlin Blues going around the first sector. A difficult first sector it is here in Jeddah. Very easy to come across the circuit and breach the track limits, but Berlin Blues able to stay between the boundaries, between the white lines very smoothly so far. The C2 fastest lap, I'm reminded, was a 1:28.9, so maybe there won't be too much of an improvement there from Goon. That's 1:29.1, a very, very good lap. It's currently over a second, so very comfortably in the lead of the race, but the Odd Gamer hasn't set a time yet, nor has the Destroyer, so who knows, that time could still be beaten. We have got 11 minutes of qualifying to go. The track will no doubt only get quicker. My data analyst here is Cranky, letting me know that believes that the fastest was actually a 1:27.4. So there definitely is time to gain. Berlin Blues comes into the pit lane, so we'll flick our attention to the Destroyer. As MB Gold retires from the session. It looks like they've had an incident there in Sector 1. We did say it's a difficult part of the circuit, but we ride with the Destroyer as they head down what is essentially a back straight, although it's not a straight, it's the back part of the circuit where the DRS zone is, and the Destroyer comes across the line with a 1:29.9, so does join Goon on the 1:29s. Show Apex, your wish is my command, but they have done track limits, so they're not going to be going any faster this lap. 1:30.8 is their first time on the soft tyres. We'll just double check that everyone has done soft tyres. In fact, the Destroyers was on the mediums, so I very much think that there could still be time to gain for that Ferrari man. Philip Hogston jumps up into the 1:29.6s, so that's Apex Motoring Club's teammate in the Mercedes, getting 1:29.6. And Crispy Business, the makeshift teammate today at AlphaTauri, as we don't have Huss. And Crispy Business will be looking to deliver the goods for the annoyed gamer, and potentially deliver the goods in terms of the Constructors Championship. There's 3-lap-old soft tyres for Apex Motoring Club, so we'll most probably be heading into the pits. I very much doubt that they'll be going round to do another lap. But I could be wrong. No, they are coming into the pit lane there, Apex Motoring Club. Skipper has done track limits, so no doubt we'll either looks like they might be coming into the pit lane here. They're going to come into the pits as well. As does Philip Hogston, and it looks like Goon might be one of the only drivers who is staying out on the circuit. Are they improving on their time? We will see as they just finish off the middle sector. And, they have gone faster by the looks of things there through the middle sector, 0.6 up on their time, and nearly had a bit of a moment there behind Crispy Business on the racing line. We did say it's a difficult circuit to move out of the way. Crispy Business doing rather well at doing just that, but I do believe Goon is going to beat their time here. So they go around the final bend. DRS wide open, makes the dart to the line. It's a 1:28.5. Extends the lead up to, and again, over a second. So it really is all eyes on the Destroyer or the Annoyed Gamer, who is just going across the line to set the tyres. And we will ride with the Annoyed Gamer, who is just coming around the final bend. This is just their first time on the track. And it's enough 4th place. And the thing with the Annoyed Gamer is they might not be the fastest on the circuit, but they are very consistent. That's why the race build-up today is consistency versus pace. We know Goon has got the pace. They are sat with a 128.5, a whole second faster than anyone else at this stage in qualifying. But the Annoyed Gamer, very consistent throughout the whole championship, and that is why this has come down to the wire. Only 7 points separate them, and the winner is going to be decided today. So we ride with Snell Henk going around the first sector. We see they have to lift off through there. The second you come off the line, you're most likely going to breach track limits, so you don't have to come off the power. It's going to cost you time, but losing a couple of attempts is more than losing a whole lap, and breaching it for track limits. You're currently already saying going to C2 confirms. Yes, that's enough pace to probably out-qualify me in an Aston. So, who knows, I might have him replacing Giraffe next year in C2. Hopefully not. My ambition was not to be a second driver again, as Goon goes purple in the second. Goon, I say Snell Henk even goes purple in the second stage. So who am I, Cranky? I'm the entity. Correct, I am the entity. And Snell Henk's going to be making the dash to the line. Who am I? Do you not hear my intro? Snell Henk goes across the line at 129.5, enough to bridge the gap to go into less than a second, but only just. A very good lap by Snell Henk, who I believe didn't finish in Brazil. Unfortunate for them, as they were on fine form prior to that. As we see, the Destroyer is now on soft tyres, so we believe that they're going to be up on their time. They have also gone on purple in the second sector, so there's clearly some time to gain in the second sector. I wasn't obviously able to see if they were able to gain anything in the first sector. They have got a bit of traffic with Goran Potner ahead, but it looks like there's going to be enough of a gap between the two drivers for it not to pose any difficulties, but instead maybe pose a bit of a stream for the Destroyer to pick up even more pace as they make the dart to the line. It's a 128.7, so joins Goon with the 128s. I'm sure they know that there might be some more time for them to gain. There is 4 minutes remaining in the qualifying. The Annoyed Gamer has dropped down to 5th, but no doubts will be heading back out onto the circuit. We see Apex Motoring Club is back on the track as well. And I believe that they are on a flying lap too. So he takes it a little bit deep there, has to subsidise a lot of their pace just to keep that between the white lines. Does come off the white lines, but is slow enough to not be deemed to be gaining any advantage. And looks like Apex Motoring Club pulling out of that lap, as they knew that first sector wasn't going to get them anywhere. The thing that they've got to be careful about now is if they drive round the circuits now, Apex Racing Club, he might have some traffic with people coming out of the pits for their flying lap. We see light BHA, which I believe is Giraffe. My teammates saying for a tip, don't put on intermediate tyres. We're not going to let that one go shortly, are we? I've already tried joking about that one, but yes, don't put intermediate tyres on when you're racing in the desert. Cost me a race win, but I still got fastest lap, baby. Better than my teammates, yes I know. Goran Pono improves on their time, ever so slightly there in the Haas. 6th place for them, puts them above Skipper. Skipper will be no doubt looking to improve that to really try and claim the Constructors that they have breached track limits. They will have the opportunity to have one more lap at that. As we see Nath, who is on a flying lap at the moment, I believe, going around the final, not the final bends. I am completely disorientated myself. I'm reading too many of these comments, it's putting me off. As I see, the annoyed gamer is, it's not the annoyed gamer, it's Crispy Business, who's just gone across the line there, up to 9th with a 1 minute 30.8. Apex Motoring Club is now on a hot lap, but it doesn't look like they're improving too much at the moment. As we see most of the other drivers on the hour laps, we have got just over a minute into qualifying, so it's now or never for the annoyed gamer. They do need to bridge the gap, or at least put themselves a bit closer to the top two drivers, Goon and the Destroyer. We know all about Goon and the Destroyer with the coming together last week, but the annoyed gamer does need to be in a position to take advantage. The annoyed gamer is going to be going across the line to start their first lap. We have got yellow flags in sector 3, but I think that's just drivers jostling for position on the track as they go out for their final lap. The annoyed gamer is in a clean S, so we'll have a clean run at this lap. And we will ride on board with the AlphaTauri man. A very nice cut to the corner, opts for gear 4. A rather sensible approach of gear 6. Oh, was an upshift, but I think he would have wanted a downshift down to 5 to get round that bend. But does make it last, and they are currently up on their time, only just. Goon is also out on a flying lap as well. No doubt be looking to improve on their time even further, if that is possible. Oh, a little bit of oversteer for the annoyed gamer. And I think they're going to be losing quite a bit of time there. A bit of contact in the wall. After the first chicane, we will see the split. They are still currently up on their time, but they would have lost a lot of momentum going into this one. A bit more contact as well. I think there could be some damage to the front left wing as well. The thing about the annoyed gamer, it might not be where they qualify, it's where they finish. It looks like they might have some damage. Goon has got even faster. A 1:28.3, a fantastic lap for the Red Bull driver. And the annoyed gamer hasn't got a response and bails and heads into the pit lane. So Goon is going to be starting ahead of the annoyed gamer, that is for sure. Does the Destroyer have anything in response to Goon in terms of pole position? Goon will at the moment get another additional point for obviously starting on pole. Snell Henk is making their run to the line. Let's see if they can improve. I don't think they are. But a very consistent time for them, not too far off of what they did get earlier in the session. The Destroyer is going to make the dart to the line though. And it's faster, but it's still only enough for seconds. So it's only Skipper who could take it, and I think Skipper is not a faster lap. They have backed off their lap, so that is going to be your qualifying order. Liam Casey, Goon is consistently fast. He is consistently fast around the track, but does sometimes consistently even get caught up in some incidents. If there weren't any incidents for Goon throughout the season, then this championship could be wrapped up a lot earlier. The annoyed gamer does appear out of nowhere, and they are going to be starting from 5th position, so they're going to be very much relying on that. So it's Goon starting on pole, picks up the extra point for the pole lap as well. The Destroyer in second, so we're going to have a battle again between those two drivers on the front row of the grid. Snell Henk, a fantastic lap for them. In 3rd position, 4th was Philip Hogston with a 129.6. 5th we have the annoyed gamer. 6th Skipper. 7th RPM Dragos. 8th Goran Potner. 9th Christy Business. 10th is Apex Motoring Club. 11th we have Nath. 12th Ugler. 13th even was Double. 14th Berlin Blues, and no time was set by MB Gold, having that incident there in the first sector. So just looking through those standings as they are, And with the Annoyed Gamer being in 5th position, I think this is playing into the hands of not just Goon for the championship, but also Goon and Skipper in the Red Bulls for the Constructors as well. The Constructors Championship currently only, quick mathematics by me, 21 points between AlphaTauri and Red Bull. AlphaTauris did have Huss at the beginning of the year. Huss not racing tonight. Unsure whether they've stopped racing with us completely or whether they're just unavailable tonight. But I'm sure the Annoyed Gamer is going to be a bit disappointed at that one, as it's an opportunity for them to wrap up the Constructors Championship. And no discredit to, I believe it's Crispy Business, who is the stand-in driver. That's going to be a big ask for Crispy Business to fill the boots of Huss, who has taken a couple of race wins. Crispy Business starting in 9th. Will be looking to take advantage of any situation that may play out in front of them, and may also be able to record one of their best finishes. They had a very good session, I believe. It was either last time out in Brazil. They got an 8th position there, and I think they even did a good race in Japan as well. There's confirmation of the pit strategies, one-stop strategies here in Jeddah. But that could all go out the window with safety cars, virtual safety cars, as we saw in C2. So confirmation of the tyre selection for the drivers out there. We have got the majority of the pack starting on the soft tyres, so the top 10 all starting on the qualifying tyres, which were the soft tyres. Nathan Ugler looking to make up some positions early on and keep the pace. Double decides to be brave, uses the medium tyres. With later on in the session, when the fuel load lessens, going on to the softs, you might see Double really pushing, flying around the circuit, and could gain some positions later on. Likewise, MB Gold, who didn't set a lap. We don't know just how quick they are. We know MB Gold does have the pace, but it just seems like they cave into the pressure a bit in qualifying every year. I think MB Gold has got past Berlin Blues for some strange reason as well on the formation lap. So we'll I wonder what's happened there. Cranky saying that it's a 4-stop race. It definitely is a 4-stop race when you crash on the formation lap, making your way to the grid. You told me to be quiet about that one. I thought I'd save that one for when I needed it. And here is the moment. So the drivers making their way on the grid, so all of them warming up their tyres on that formation lap. And let's hope we get a clean start. The Annoyed Gamer will be looking for a good start, starting on the outside of the track, going into turn 1. Turn 1 comes quite sharp, as some of the drivers in C2 might be able to tell you. Giraffe picking up contact in C2 on the turn 1, which somewhat ruined their championship contention. So we do see the grid order flicking through, and we've just got the lights there in the top left of the screen. So the 5 lights are up, and lights out, and away we go for the season finale here in Jeddah. It's a great start by Goon, and the Destroyer slots in behind. So we have got bits of contact. The Annoyed Gamer has dropped a position. I think that might have been RPM Dragos making a bit of contact, and Skipper is now right behind the Annoyed Gamer. We have got damage. A front wing has been lost. It's Crispy Business, I believe, at the back of the pack in the AlphaTauri, which is crucial for the Constructors. A good drive away for Snell Henk, though. Philip Hogston was able to hold their position as well, but RPM Dragos getting past the Annoyed Gamer, and they've now got Skipper for company. Skipper will be no doubt looking to do a favour for Goon here, and putting the Annoyed Gamer under as much pressure as possible. Both drivers are on the mediums. Double and MB Gold getting fantastic starts up into 10th and 11th for them, and the Apex Motoring Club up 2 positions as well. So we do see the Destroyer right on the back of Goon here, and is Goon feeling the pressure. All Goon needs to do here is stay ahead of the Annoyed Gamer. And he's won the championship. He's now got a 5-position leeway, whereas the Destroyer, I'm sure, will be looking to cap off the season with a race victory, which might see them move up. And Standard MB Gold has had a flying start to the race, up 6 positions into 9th. And the gaps are already starting to appear. Goon and the Destroyer pulling 2 seconds to Snell Heck, who scored Philip Hogston. And the rest of the pack behind them. It's quite a hard circuit to overtake. Here is Jeddah. And it looks like RPM Dragos might have just got a bit of contact there on the front wing. It doesn't look like there is any damage, but does take a knock. That was for certain. Annoyed Gamer too far back to make a move. No DRS at the moment, and Goon and the Destroyer are racing side by side. Going into the first chicane. The race isn't finished here, as they're still raced side by side. Into sector 2, into the second chicane, and the Destroyer has got in front of Goon. And I thought Goon was going to make a move, but Goon concedes the position. I think Goon knows that as it is, they might not win the race, but they won't win the championship. But Goon will have DRS on the next lap, so we'll be trying to stay quite close to the Destroyer, who's had a fantastic start. Do see the difference between the ERS usage, though. Goon has got a lot more ERS to use than the Destroyer, and Goon may be thinking about a move up the inside. Decides against that. Snell Henk has now pulled away from Philip Hogston, but RPM Dragos still right on the back of the Mercedes driver. And DRS will be active this lap, as we said earlier. And Goon will be going into the DRS zone, but the Destroyer is pulling away. Goon seems to be struggling out there at the moment. Are the nerves getting to Goon? We don't know. Have they got damage? We don't know. So it doesn't look like there's any damage on the Red Bull, but the Ferrari is pulling away. RPM Dragos still right on the back of Philip Hogston. Will be no doubt looking to make the DRS usage pay dividends on the back straight, the back section of the circuit in sector 3. They are definitely going to be close enough to trigger the DRS activation, though Philip Hogston taking getting a very good line at the start of it, but not enough. You're a sitting duck without DRS there. And RPM Dragos round the outside puts them up to 4th, which does match their best position so far, which also matches their finishing position last week. But RPM Dragos is going to be able to come back, and the Destroyer pulls away a bit. Sorry, we're going to flick back to the leaders. The Destroyer does get the fastest lap, but Goon thought about a bit of a lunge on the inside there, as we see Philip Hogston did get back past RPM Dragos. Well, RPM Dragos not giving this one up. Surely not thinking about a move there, but they did get the move done. Coming out of turns 1 and 2, they have cut the track limits there, but the move was already complete prior to that. But do have to be careful not to pick up any time penalties. Philip Hogston will be looking to utilise DRS here onto the run into the back hairpin. Not close enough, and we'll be hoping that the DRS section was 2 or maybe even 3 times longer. But we'll be looking to try and keep tabs with Dragos through sector 2. Annoyed has gone into the pits, so we think the Annoyed might have had some damage, but they're now onto the medium tyres. I very much doubt that they're going to last the rest of the race, but who knows, there's always the potential for safety cars, and the gamer might pull up a strategy out of nowhere. They are very good at doing that, and we did miss that, as so much was happening at the front of the pack. We had yellow flags momentarily in Sector 2. It's a great overhead shot. I wish we could have that shot more often than not. We have got a virtual safety car out there on the circuit. I'm just trying to see as to why. This does give an opportunity for Goon to pit. Now, where is the Annoyed Gamer? They're coming round the final bend. Now, this could be crucial. The Annoyed Gamer surely won't need to pit again. But they do. So the Annoyed Gamer pits again. Goon out of the pits. And overtaking the safety car as well as a full safety car. And I believe it's the Annoyed Gamer who has got wing damage, as you can see there. No front wing on that car. It's not going well for the AlphaTauri driver. So that's their second pit stop today with 5 laps in. That's another front wing change for the Annoyed Gamer. Now at the back of the pack, Goon has pitted. We will just check. Goon has gone for the hard tyres. So Goon's going to make this last till the end of the session, we believe. But if there's another safety car, they are going to leave themselves susceptible to people who are currently on the mediums and or other drivers ahead even, such as the Destroyer, Snell Henk, Philip Hogston, who may pit again for another set of softs later on, or mediums in fact. So hard tyres not too good on this track, as both Cranky and Mr. Fretwell are saying in the chat. We know that as C2 we could see the pace on the hard tyres really not there, but a couple more drivers coming in. They must have missed the safety car or gone round the pits, gone around the track even before the pits, opting for the medium tyres. There probably is going to be another safety car. We reckon that the softs would last 10 laps, so therefore the mediums can last the 15 laps. So if there is a safety car, you're going to have 3 laps under a safety car. So if there's going to be another safety car, then you might be able to get those mediums to last the rest of the race. So RPM Dragos, the only driver to decide to stay out on the circuit on the soft tyres. As we say, we reckon they can do about 10 laps. So you'll obviously have a target of +2 or 3 after this safety car. And they'll be looking to pull out enough of a gap to their rivals on track, which is Snell Henk and Philip Hogston, who have both pitted for the medium tyres. As Crispy Business picks up a 3-second time penalty for track limits. Does that under the safety car? Not what you want to be doing. So we see Apex Motoring Club also pitting there onto the medium tyres. They are slotting in behind the Annoyed Gamer. We see the rest of the pack just catching up to the safety car. I don't think it'll be in this lap. I think it will be in at the end of the next lap once we see Apex Motoring Club and Nath join the back of the pack. So as we look at it, we just see who has put themselves in good positions. Obviously the Destroyer and Goon matching each other's strategy. The Destroyer is obviously going to be holding an advantage by having the by being in second as opposed to Goon being in third. RPM Dragos does still have to pit. I'm sure the Destroyer will be looking to get past the Alfa Romeo driver. Snell Henk and Philip Hogston on the medium tyres. I do think they're in very good positions, but it is just a question of whether they can keep up with the pace of the Destroyer and Goon. But with the Destroyer and Goon being on the hard tyres, it might give the opportunity for the drivers on the mediums to keep the pace. Crispy Business picking up a 5-second time penalty for a severe collision with MB Gold under the safety car. Seems to happen every week. We can only mention it so much to make sure you are leaving enough room for the other drivers. You're all going to be braking, accelerating, weaving, getting tyre temperature and brake temperature. You've got to make sure you do it safely. You're not slamming on the brakes and you're not driving into the driver ahead of you. And both of them picking up 5-second time penalties. And no doubt will end up pitting later on as well, which means they won't be able to claim that back through the stewards either. So Skipper looking to match the strategy of their teammate Goon and the Destroyer, so just opting to go for the hards and last the rest of the distance. If they need to go to softs later on, if there's a late safety car, I'm sure that will be an option for the Red Bull driver. Partner and Ugler pitted early on, and both opting to stay out on the track. So we're going on 4-lap old medium tyres, Ugler on 4-lap old soft tyres. Berlin Blues, the other driver, deciding not to pit but to stay out on the soft tyres. And we are picking up more penalties. MB Gold, Skipper and Crispy Business. We did see them all racing rather close to each other. I don't believe the safety car is going to be in this lap either. No doubt that is due to the contact caused behind the safety car. The drivers can't behave. That's what's going to happen. MB Gold and Crispy Business going to be both of them heading into the pits, and we do see front wing changes happening for both the drivers there, as well as serving their 5-second time penalties. It does provide a good opportunity to serve your 5-second time penalty, but you shouldn't be picking them up in the first place, is the argument. And that does push the Annoyed Gamer up a few positions. And Cranky, you want to see the gap to the leader? I'll show you it now. So, the Annoyed Gamer, 8.2 seconds. Who would have believed it? There's a safety car. And so, we just flick through the grid. At this point, with the safety car going round, as much as the soft tyres are being able to be preserved, they are going to still be getting more worn as we go round the track. And well, with a target of +3, still probably thinking about a pit stop on lap 13. But those tyres probably getting about 30% wear at the moment, even under the safety car. Trying to find the balance of weaving on the track and keeping the track temperature whilst keeping the wear down on the tyres is what RPM Dragos is currently doing. Likewise the same for Berlin Blues. And the longer the safety car goes, the better a decision it seems to be going on to the medium tyres. So Snellhank and Philip Hogston, I'm sure, will be hoping that it stays out longer than it is, but it is in this lap, the safety car is. See the confirmation of the penalties as we see that lovely shot around the final bend. Righty then, so it's going to be RPM Dragos to get us going again. It looks like they've put the foot down and they have pulled away from the Destroyer, who is already under pressure from Goon. And is Goon going to make a move on the inside? They are not. Is anyone going to go for a move on the inside? Skipper getting past Berlin Blues early on there. And Apex Motoring Club getting past Nath as Ugler and Double battle it out, which does play into the Annoyed Gamer's hands. The Annoyed Gamer getting past Double. So moves them up to 10th. Snellhank. It's going to be all over the back of Goon. We have got yellow flags in Sector 1. It's Apex Motoring Club. Let's see what's happened there. Apex Motoring Club. Looks like they've got a bit of damage as well. In fact, they don't have the damage. I believe there's going to be someone else. Crispy Business has the damage. So coming together between the two of them. And looks like we're going too wide coming out of the bank's hairpin. The Annoyed Gamer losing the positions that they've just gained. MB Gold going around the outside of them. And we are going to have a nice battle here for 9th position and behind on the track. There's so much happening, it's quite hard to keep tabs on. It's going to take a brave driver to make a move into the second chicane. No one decides to do so, but they will all have ERS on the run into the back straight. As the MB Gold looking to go the long way round the outside of Berlin Blues. And not enough track for them. The Annoyed Gamer looking to capitalise, but they've got Nath behind. It's an Alpine sandwich for the driver second in the championship, who's looking to score a lot of points. We might get 3 wide going into the turn 1. We're not going to get that, but we are going to get a bit of contact. The Annoyed Gamer being squeezed out, and everyone seems to have got through that. Okay, MB Gold now putting pressure on Berlin Blues. The Destroyer has taken the race lead and has pulled a whole second away from RPM Dragos, who is under pressure from the championship leader, which is Goon. But we can't take our eyes off of this battle here. So much going on too. Both Alpines off the circuit as we go into the first DRS zone. DRS still not active under the after the safety car. The Annoyed Gamer looking to make a move up the inside. Does get a bit shaky on exit, but still has the pace, and not enough pace to get past on the entry of the first chicane in Sector 2. That other Alpine of Nath right on the back of the Annoyed Gamer. Is that playing in the mind of the Alpha Tauri driver as to why they have to be cautious into making a move past MB Gold, because they know that they are under attack from the other Alpine? Again, not able to make the move into the second chicane, but MB Gold running wide does pick up a 3-second time penalty. MB Gold getting a nice tow from Berlin Blues again. Thinks about going around the outside of the final bend as the Annoyed Gamer under pressure as well. The Annoyed Gamer braking late, which is going to leave Nath to go through the inside. Bit of contact between the two of them. And we are still going to have the drivers going side by side. So MB Gold getting past Berlin Blues. And the Annoyed Gamer and Nath still battling it out. The Annoyed Gamer coming off worse aware, but now has got past Berlin Blues as well. And has also made a move up the inside of Nath. So it's all changed there. The Annoyed Gamer gets through up to 9th through turn 1. And Berlin Blues drops off as we went down the start-finish straight. So MB Gold up the road for the Annoyed Gamer. The Annoyed Gamer still yet to pick up any time penalties, which is crucial for them, as Goon has picked up a time penalty. It could come down to time penalties. A late safety car, or a virtual safety, it had to be a late safety car even, would bunch up the pack. And with the Annoyed Gamer not having a time penalty, if he can stay within 30 seconds of Goon, could put himself ahead of his championship rival. I see Snell Hank riding with Skipper. Skipper has got past Snell Hank there. Skipper on the hard tyres. They have got a time penalty themselves, but the Red Bull drivers really going for it here as they want to win the Constructors Championship as well as the Drivers Championship with Goon. And Skipper getting past Snell Hank, and Goran Potner looking to make a move past Snell Hank as well. Red Bull are definitely doing good and making moves at the moment. Snell Hank comes into pits. I think they might have some damage to that front wing, which we'll see them come out behind the Annoyed Gamer, who is getting past Nath again. Unsure what happened there on the circuit. And bit of a squeeze, but some very fair racing there. Both drivers leaving enough room for each other, and the Annoyed Gamer again getting past Nath. Will be looking to put some distance between him and the Alpine driver, maybe catch the other Alpine who is on the soft tyres just up the road. Berlin Blues picking up a 3-second time penalty, and Double also picking up a 3-second time penalty for breaching track limits. We did say this is a difficult circuit for that. Nath came off the track there, and by doing so gets a lot better run into the back, but does break quite late. The Annoyed Gamer though, a bit too far back, and it's going to cede the position to the Alpine driver. So it's a very much repeat story for the Annoyed Gamer racing with Nath. How many penalties can Nath obtain by driving like this? It's definitely not a sustainable way of driving. He's coming off the circuit at the end of the first sector to get a better run, but one that Nath thought sensible and suitable for getting a position and getting an overtake done on the Annoyed Gamer, who is struggling out there by the looks of things. Goran Potter gets past Skipper. Skipper will get the DRS run back at the Haas driver. Haas driver opts to defend early the inside line, and Skipper slotting in behind. A nice crossover between the two, and I think Skipper's going to have a nice view on the inside of the turn one, and gets past the Haas driver, who does have another go back at it. It's just a bit too far back to think about a move going into turn 4 and 5. So we see our race leader, the Destroyer, pulling away after getting past RPM Dragos at the safety car restart. Now see them pulling away 1.6 seconds to Goon. Destroyer doesn't have any time penalties, but Goon does. And Philip Hogston on those medium tyres, looking to keep up with Goon, maybe put some pressure on, and maybe get their an equal best finish for them, with maybe a second place finish today in Jeddah. Skipper has got a time penalty as well, we mentioned that earlier, and Goran Potter doing the best that they can to stay within that time penalty. They will be having to pit again, I reckon, with 10 lap old medium tyres, but who knows, there could be safety cars, still a lot to play. We've got 15 drivers still out on the circuit, and Goran Potter will be looking to get the overtake done and not rely on either a safety car or rely on not picking up any penalties. We'll be relying on track position, but just a bit too far back to make a move going into the final turn, but we'll have another run at it down the start-finish straight. There it is, DRS wide open, the gap of 0.3, close enough to make a move into the first turn. It looks like we are going to see exactly what Skipper did to Goran Potter just on the last lap, and very much so. Goran Potter getting through on the inside of turn 1 of Skipper. Still, the Red Bulls in a very good position. We do see MB Gold and Berlin Blues in the pits, which pushes the Annoyed Gamer now up to 7th. Don't count this championship challenge over just yet. A very consistent driver, the Annoyed Gamer. The quote earlier in the season, they appear out of nowhere. Well, they're now up into 7th, pretty much back to where they started qualifying. 2 drivers ahead of them have got time penalties, and more importantly, their championship rival does have a penalty as well. This is not over, not by any stretch. 11 laps remain, so just under halfway. Apex Motoring Club getting past Berlin Blues. Apex Motoring Club onto the soft tyres. 11 laps to go. Now we reckon those soft tyres will last the distance, especially with a lighter fuel load that we will have at the end of the session. So Apex Motoring Club maybe fancies a run at the fastest lap. Only the best drivers get the fastest lap here at Jeddah. I think it should be worth 3 points, is what my personal opinion is. Not biased in any way, shape or form. See Apex Motoring Club keeping this lap very clean so far, and will be no doubt looking to chase the 8-second gap to MB Gold. Apex Motoring Club being very cautious on the curves we saw earlier on in the session, with the track limits keeping between the 2 white lines, and no time penalties for the Mercedes driver, which is uncharacteristic of Apex Motoring Club. Let's just say that RPM Dragos does set the fastest time on the circuit, but I think that could be beaten by Apex Motoring Club. Apex Motoring Club's teammate Philip Hogston does pick up a 3-second time penalty, so that playing into the hands of Goran Potter as double comes into the pits. Apex Motoring Club makes the dart to the line, and it's not quite the fastest lap of the race, but not too far off it. I'm sure they will go for that again, but it has seen them pass double in the pits. Every finishing position here today is a points position, with there being only 15 drivers on track. You just see the gaps appearing between quite a few of the drivers, but Skipper and Goran Potner continuing their battle. The gap just flicking over. 1 second. DRS does open there on the Red Bull driver, so he is still close enough, but has used up all of his ERS, whereas Goran Potner near enough used all of theirs as well. But Skipper too far back to make a move there, and I think they're going to be too far back to make a move into turn 1 as well. So they are still using their ERS just to bridge the gap, but maybe a better option was just to keep off the ERS and save it and really hammer it out all in one burst on one lap. That little shaky moment by Goran Potner isn't going to do them any favours though, as we go into the difficult part of Sector 1. So you want to have confidence, you want to have the utmost faith that your car is going to carry you through these. Skipper has the tyres that will do that, and Goran Potner doing exactly what I did in C2, making a bit of contact, and I think they will have some damage to the front wing there. They picked up a 3-second time penalty. Skipper has got through, which very much secures the Constructors Championship as it stands. Goran Potner on 13 up-old mediums might now be tempted to head into the pits, go for the softs, and go for the fastest lap. Goran Potner seems to see that gap. It did close momentarily, but it's opened up again there now, dropping back 1.4 seconds. So I do believe there might be damage on the Haas, which again, another incident that plays into the hands of the Annoyed Gamer. The Annoyed Gamer, that will now put them up into 6th position. If Goran Potner does have damage, that will put the Annoyed Gamer up to 6th, but we will just see. It doesn't look like they have got damage, in fact. I just thought with the way that they cannoned off the circuit, maybe they have got damage. They are coming into the pits, not too clear on my screen. I did have an eye test just Monday, so I haven't got the glasses yet. Maybe that's why. Indoor Gamer does move up into 6th position, as does RPM Dragos, I believe, get past Goran Potner too. I think Snell Hanks dropped back a bit too far back. Oh no, maybe they will get past Goran Potner here, in fact, because of it being a front wing change. Goran Potner is out of the pit lane, but is behind Snell Hank. But is going to be putting the pressure on soft tyres. Snell Hank not on the 2 old medium tyres themselves, 4 lap old. So the Annoyed Gamer still has no time penalties, so we'll be hoping for a late safety car, because it would be enough to see them overtake Goon and take 2nd place. The 2nd place does get 33 points. But we know that the gap is now 8 points after Goon got to the fastest lap in qualifying, got pole lap. So 8 points needed. So if Annoyed Gamer was to finish 1st, Goon would need to finish 3rd for the championship to swing. But I tell you what, there was a safety car and we ended this on a safety car. This could be very interesting as Crispy Business picks up a 5-second time penalty, a 3-second time penalty. I told you I needed an eye test. 3-second time penalty for corner cutting for Crispy Business. They have just come out of the pits on fresh soft tyres, as the Annoyed Gamer also goes into the pits. And also picks up a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So there is a time penalty now for the AlphaTauri driver. And is that the championship? We have got yellow flags in sectors 1 and 2. Let's just see exactly what's happening now. I think his driver's just moving out of the way as they are being lapped. Doesn't look like we've got an incident on the track. The Annoyed Gamer into the pits, onto the soft tyres. Maybe they realise that they need to get the fastest lap as well as being up there, and need to gain some points somehow, the Annoyed Gamer. Otherwise the championship is going to be going Goon's way in the Red Bull. Goon, who has bridged the gap to the Destroyer. I think the Destroyer has been caught up in some traffic, and Goon is now within DRS range of the Red Bull driver. I mean, of the Ferrari driver. It's been a long season. I'm slurring my words. You can tell it is the finale. So we see the Destroyer just getting past Crispy Business, and it's a car that's between both the Destroyer and Goon, but Goon does negotiate it well, although it does put them outside of DRS range. So Crispy Business made some contact to Apex Motoring Club. Apex Motoring Club, though, still hasn't picked up a time penalty, so a complete contrast of the record they were set in Brazil. I believe they got something like 24 seconds worth of time penalties for track limits. A new Apex Motoring Club out there today. A changed man. Yellow flags in sector 3, and we are, I think, going to have a safety car from that. We are going to have a safety car. So this is going to provide an opportunity for the annoyed gamer to serve their 5 seconds, but are they going to want to opt for track position and maybe the opportunity to pose a threat at winning this race? This could be interesting. So in the pits we have Apex Motoring Club. A front wing change for them, and stays on this. Well, goes for another set of soft tyres, and it's going to be the Destroyer next through. Yes, Liam Casey, you are correct. Apex Motoring Club has had a penalty in every single race they have competed in so far. So this could be a nice change. The Destroyer and Goon both going into the pits, so no doubt will put on the soft tyres. We'll also go for fastest lap time. Does anyone go for track position, I wonder? We see Skipper coming around the final bend. I think Goon is going to come out first. Goon has overtaken the Destroyer in the pits. Goon is now our race leader. Our championship leader has overtaken the Destroyer in the pits. No doubt that maybe Philip Hogston got in the way of the Destroyer's exit. But an overtake in the pits. Philip Hogston has been disqualified from the session. That's interesting. I wonder what happened there. And a 5-second time penalty flashed up before. Another 5 seconds as well straight after for corner cutting. So 5-second time penalties either side. So where we thought that Apex Motoring Club was going to be the one to pick up all the penalties, it's happened at Mercedes. It has happened to Philip Hogston. Unsure exactly what happened. It's uncharacteristic of Phil. Having been disqualified, it puts him into 15th position out of the race. But Goon has got past the Destroyer, but the Destroyer is quicker at the circuit, and the Destroyer doesn't have any time penalties. So the Destroyer, if it all stays as is, the Destroyer will pick up the race win. Apex Motoring Club has served their 5-second time penalty. A very interesting decision there. Goon's penalty will not be served as it's only a 3-second time penalty. We will double check it is just 3 seconds. It is. It's unlikely that Goon will get another time penalty. They don't pick up too many. The annoyed gamer, if things finished as they were, would push up into, I believe, the top 5, but won't be ahead of Goon. So I'm sure the annoyed gamer will be hoping that of a repeat of last week with Goon and the Destroyer racing for each other. So we are going to have 2 battles here. The on-track battle for the race victory between the Destroyer and Goon. The Destroyer doesn't need to make the overtake, but I'm sure will want the bragging rights to say they've crossed the line in first and get past Goon. However, we've also got Goon holding the upper hand to the annoyed gamer. The annoyed gamer currently in 10th. Goon has the race lead. And the other battle we have is the battle for the Constructors. First and third occupied by the Red Bulls. It's going to be a Constructors championship for that. Something's just happened there. The Destroyer has just got past Goon. Unsure exactly what happened there. The drivers haven't tried an attempt to switch the positions back. Very confusing as to what has happened there. And I think Goon was looking maybe to make the overtake back, but it's strange to see an overtake done under the safety car. Maybe Goon says they don't want any part of racing the Destroyer, especially after the Brazil. Just wants to finish the race, keep it clean. So we'll let the Destroyer pull away maybe, and happily take second place and take the Drivers' Championship. Maybe that was the decision. I don't know. I'm just making things up at the moment, and I think that may be true, but I don't know. Goon, as we have seen throughout the season, I'm sure Goon will want to finish the championship in style and no doubt take the race victory, but unsure with that. The safety car might be in this lap, but actually I don't think it will be. Crispy Business is actually might be keeping the safety car out there, as will Double, as they're a bit too far back. I'm sure the annoyed gamer is screaming at their teammate, telling them to hurry up, catch up to the back of the pack so we can get racing again. No notification about the safety car coming in, so we are going to have another lap in this formation, which plays into the hands of the annoyed gamer in terms of the penalties ahead of them, but plays completely out of their hands as they can't get past any of these drivers, and they are going to have slower drivers ahead of them. Actually, it's going to pose a dilemma for the championship contender. So I don't think we're going to have any DRS running into the final laps, unless we have it on the final lap itself. We did just see Goon and the Destroyer get past each other and swap again. Unsure. Seems to be happening quite a lot there at the first corners. Let's just have a little look at the tyre situations. Skipper and Nafe going for track position. Both on very old tyres. Skipper on hard tyres that will last the end of the race. Nafe will last the race on the medium tyres after the two safety cars. However, in what condition are those mediums in? Goran Potner will be looking to get through. RPM Jagos, who led us out after the first safety car, up into 6th position. And hasn't got a time penalty, so may even get a podium. The 4th place last week, which was their best position, and maybe a podium this week for the Alfa Romeo driver. As you see, Crispy Business just 16 seconds off of the safety car now. So I believe we'll get going again at the end of this lap, as they are inside of the same sector of the safety car. Safety car is in this lap, so we have got confirmation of that. The Destroyer already doing their best to back up the pack. You can see the safety car leaving the shot as the Destroyer and the rest of the pack enter it. You can just see them behind the menu as they come round the final bend. The Destroyer has gone for it straight away and has pulled out a bit of a gap to Goon. Skipper and Nafe getting dropped behind. Nafe maybe thinking about a move into turn 1, decides against it. Maybe some weaving from Skipper, but people a bit more of a cautious approach at this safety car restart. As the annoyed gamer has been caught in an incident with Berlin Blues. They have got damage on that front wing, the annoyed gamer. And the annoyed gamer does also pick up a 3-second time penalty. I think that's the championship battle over. Berlin Blues getting involved in a championship battle as such. And Berlin Blues and the annoyed gamer coming together at the exit of turn 2. Somewhat handing the championship to Goon. Goon, who just will be looking to finish the race here, has already dropped a second to the Destroyer. I think they knew exactly what they were doing. Although it will be, I'm sure, seen on the Discord channel whether they were letting each other through or not under the safety car. We've got yellow flags in sector 3, I believe that is Illinois Gamer and Double. The Destroyer has picked up fastest lap at the moment, but how long will that be for? As there is an extra point for the fastest lap. RPM Dragos getting past Goran Potner. RPM Dragos needs to close up on Skipper and Nath if they want to get on the podium. It looks like they are doing so. Unsure whether Skipper's penalty was their fault or not. I see Nath again taking the adventures on an Apex Motoring Club. They had to do it. They picked up their mandatory time penalty. 3 seconds for Apex Motoring Club. It won't affect them too much as the driver behind all on time penalties as well. Snell Henk hasn't got any penalties. They're running in 7th position. We'll be looking to keep up the drivers ahead who have got time penalties. RPM Dragos all over the back of Nath here. Nath is all over the place, especially in sector 1. Those medium tyres coming to the end of their life. No DRS to help the Alfa Romeo driver. But we're looking to try and get past Nath as Goon switches to the inside of the Destroyer. And ERS is going to be in use. A little bit of weaving, some hard defending by the Destroyer. Goon does pick up fastest lap. Goon thinking about a move up the inside. Goon knowing where the Annoyed Gamer is. Goon wants the race victory now. They want to win this championship in style. As we see a cluster of cars going through turns 1 and 2. But all eyes are on our championship leader. Maybe a bit too far back to make a move here. We flick back to the battle for 4th on track. See again the Alpine of Nath taking an adventurous line. Seems like they've done that throughout the whole session today. So we go into sector 2. I think the Goon might be looking to get past the Destroyer here. Destroyer does get a great drive out of that. And it's a final lap. It's only going to matter for track position as Goon has got a time penalty, but Goon does switch to the inside. And the Destroyer carries the speed through, so the Destroyer is going to cross the line in first. Oh, are they? Yes, the Destroyer does take the lead, take the win. Goon takes the win of the championship. Drivers have come and gone. One thing has been constant, and that has been Goon's pace. They wanted to win in style last week. It wasn't meant to be, but the pressure mounts. He delivers. They are in a league of their own. Your C4 champion crowned today is Goon in the Red Bull. And further to that, with Skipper crossing the line in 6th, the Constructors Championship has gone to Red Bull as well. A complete washout for the Red Bull father-son duo of Goon and Skipper. Nath getting there as one of their best finishes of the season, finishing in 7th. RPM Dragos did get onto the podium. They got 3rd place. The Alfa Romeo driver, fantastic drive for them. Snell Henk up to 4th after a disappointing display in Brazil. You see them now getting another 4th place, equaling their best position, I believe. Apex Motoring Club crossing the line in 8th. Some fantastic points for the Apex Army. Hopefully able to continue that form into next season. We're only the 1 time penalty. Berlin Blues is still the last driver to cross the line, which is why we're still on this screen. And Berlin Blues does cross the line. Well done for them staying with it there, even if they were 30 seconds down, staying with it to come home with a point. But that is it. A very eventful season, a very eventful race. But that is everything for C4. It's the last time we're going to be racing on a Thursday night for some time, as next season it will be all on a Tuesday. It does mean it will probably be the last time I'll be able to commentate for a while as well. So who knows, something might come up. But obviously I am still on the Instagram page, and you can see me doing stupid things on TikTok, like me putting on intermediate tyres. But it's been a real privilege to commentate on such a fantastic championship, as we see the Destroyer celebrating their race victory today. Goon celebrating the championship victory as well. And you can also see RPM Drago celebrating a podium. So delight, triple delight on the podium today. But yes, Goon, our championship winner. The Destroyer, our race winner. And Goon also got the extra point for fastest lap at the end there as well. Snellhenk 4th, Goran Potter was 5th, Skipper 6th, Nath 7th, Apex Motor Club 8th, Ugler 9th, Double 10th. Crispy Business in 11th. They beat their teammate, the Annoyed Gamer, who was pushing maybe a bit too hard and got caught up in all sorts of contact throughout the session. A session to avoid, but a season not to avoid for the Annoyed Gamer. A very, very good season for the Annoyed Gamer. Just a shame it had to end that way. But a very good driver, and definitely a consistent driver throughout the whole season. Was able to keep the championship hopes alive. Berlin Blues was 13th, and we had Philip Hogston and MB Gold both out of the session. But as I say, that is everything here at C4. Thank you very much for watching. For anyone who's watched every single race, we do very much appreciate your support. Make sure you check us out on the Instagram, the TikTok and Twitter pages of at Racing League Hub. As ever, I have been the entity. I really appreciate all of your comments and all your support. Have a fantastic winter break. Enjoy your Christmas, and we'll see you in the new year.